Oh my gosh, these 3 mistakes you do not want to make when podcasting. I'm going to share them all in this video, but hi, if we're meeting for the first time, and welcome to listening to the demise of my positivity when I was creating podcasts. I'm going to share with you the 3 worst things that happened when I was recording, so hopefully you can avoid these yourself. I'm going to dive into the first one, and the first one being not hitting record. Sounds ridiculous, right? But actually not hitting record once you'd started the conversation. And it was even worse for me because I was having a conversation with somebody remotely who had limited time to actually speak to me. And I said, right, ready to go. And I simply forgot to press record and had to interrupt my guest after they'd shared an absolute blinding intro, which they did pretty good on the second attempt, but you're never going to get anywhere near that first effort, are you? So yeah, gotta say that has got to be one of the biggest mistakes that I've made to date. So moving swiftly on to my second mistake, and again, probably a little bit more embarrassing this one. I don't know, but getting to hit record was pretty bad, wouldn't you agree? But actually topping that, going through a whole over an hour's worth of conversation with a guest that you'd barely met before, certainly not in real life, that I'd had lots of interaction with and conversation with, but going through the conversation and mentioning the name of that guest absolutely incorrectly, totally incorrectly with the pronunciation, has got to be up there with definitely embarrassment, especially because on the recording itself I went to ask the guest for her name and where people could reach her, and then she corrected me there on that part of the interview. So I mean, for the podcast listener, I did grovel at the very start of that introduction, but yeah, saying the name of the guest was really terrible. So if ever you are interviewing somebody, and it's something that I certainly do now, is just making sure you're checking how they pronounce their name and that you're getting it right when you're about to press record. Top tip there for you. But having said that, I didn't throw the episode away. I made the best of it. I pulled fun at myself at the start of the episode. I grovelled so much to the person who was my guest. And then actually, it's one of my best performing videos, and I've done another video about that, and I'll link that. I want to say it's up there, but possibly up here in the cards for you to go and watch if you're interested about that one. So moving on to my third and final mistake. This one I wish I had a camera on for now, because of my job at the time. I was travelling about and moving about a bit for work, and I got put up in a hotel overnight, which was absolutely fantastic. But I got to the hotel and it was terrible in regards to acoustics. Not only was there quite a large echo in the room, but also there was people next door playing music quite loudly, and it just wasn't ideal. Again, it was a guest that I'd only had limited interaction with, and I'd worked so hard to line up the interview, and I didn't want to interrupt that in any way. So I'll paint the picture for you of what actually happened, and that being me basically making a makeshift sound dampened, I'm not going to say soundproof, but certainly sound dampened experience, where I had some bed sheets and I pulled them over myself. I'd crawled under and was talking into a microphone on a remote meeting. Cameras off, but I definitely didn't put my camera on in that scenario because it probably would have put the guest off completely. But not only that, but a couple of other stupid things happened too. I started off in a wardrobe with the bed sheets around me, and then suddenly I've moved, and then a fan dropped and clonked me on the head. So that was before I hit record, so I was able to get away with that before. I'm not having that happen again. So I went and made this kind of cover over myself, just sitting at the foot of the bed. But it was so hot that for the entirety of that interview, I was melting, literally face pouring like Niagara Falls. So yeah, I would say top 3 tips there for you if you're going to take anything away from this is make sure you hit record, make sure you know the name of who it is that you're talking to and how to pronounce it. And thirdly, if I can hold my fingers up properly, thirdly, make sure you've checked where you're going to be recording for the sound control. I know I didn't really have much of a choice because it was a bit last minute saloon, but certainly learnt some lessons from that. What are your worst experiences? I'd love to hear if you've had any terrible ones, and if you've taken anything away from this video, please do let me know. But no, would love for you to subscribe if you're still watching this, and if you're interested to hear more from me, one of these videos will get you to the next one. All right, take care and speak soon.